first base. Griffey is 0 for 8. Strike one.
One thing, Joe, the Yankee pitchers have had problem all year holding runners on first base, which makes it tough for Munson, especially with a club like this.
They like to run. Rose was 9 for 14 in stolen bases. Doesn't run much. He's got the great line that he uses. He said, I don't steal on pitchers. I steal on outfielders, which means that he takes the extra base, and that he does, and does well. 1-1.
Joe, their base runners and Phil will do even more of that on this kind of surface. On the artificial surface, the ball gets to the outfielders faster. If it slows down to the grass at all, and they don't get the ball in a hurry, they're all going for the extra base. Fine base running club.
Chambliss will have to take the play himself. He does, and Rose goes into second base.
Might have had a chance to get the lead runner, and Pete Rose. Chris decided to go for the out at first base, the sure out. Get a chance to see Rose, the jump from our left center field camera. Right there, Chambliss might have had a chance. You can see Stanley waving inside target. He wanted the ball.
You're right, Tony, but that's where you got to throw it, and Chambliss has hit a few runners, so he wanted to make that one out sure.
It's a great lesson for the young ball player, too, in Pete Rose's slide. He takes nothing for granted. Here is Joe Morgan. Morgan is 3 for 8 in the series. Ball.
Morgan hit about 8 in the seats in batting practice.
The umpire behind the plate is Billy Williams. Bill Deegan at first base. Fleming is at second. Phillips at third. Wire and DeMuro on the lines. 2 balls, no strikes.
They're not putting an extreme shift on Morgan as they did over in Cincinnati. Center fielder Rivers almost dead center field. They were playing way over in right center, Phil.
I know, I saw it on when I was watching the games on TV. I'd rather see this alignment than the one they showed in Cincinnati.
3-0. And you would think that they're pitching around him with first base open, but Doc better be careful on his 3-0 pitch, because Sparky Anderson, he's got him hitting from the time they get off the bus.
Happy he looks.
Play like he does, you'd be happy all the time. 3-0. Chambliss will take it. He does. There it is.
He must have a good sinker right off the bat. He got Griffey to beat one in the dirt, and now Morgan. And Morgan's the kind of hitter who can lift the ball. He doesn't hit too many ground balls.
I gotta believe he's got extra stuff, Tony, because Joe has that good discipline. 3-0, he was really shooting a cripple. You would think it would really be down his alley before he would swing at the ball. But that ball must have done something at the last minute. 2 away, Tony Perez. Off the end of the bat, strike one.
Joe, Ellie Howard told me that the first few times he warmed Dock Ellis up before a ball game, he could have sworn he was throwing a spitball. His ball was going down so much. He said, no, he's just got that natural rotation. He takes something off and it sinks even more. And he can keep it down around the knee.
2 strikes. Well, it was 49 degrees at game time. Everybody predicting colder weather. Not too bad at that. Hopped up. Willie Randolph is taking charge, waving everybody off. Makes the play. That ends the inning. We go to the bottom half of the first. Cincinnati nothing. Yankees coming back.
Think of how important this is, how important it is to me. This is the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm just really happy and thrilled to get an opportunity to be here.
Pat Zachry, and once again, Pete Rose has moved in very tight at third base. He's been able to take the bat right out of Mickey Rivers' hand. He's looking down his nostril. Bill, he's got him pulling the ball, which is exactly what he wants him to do.
You're right, Joe, but at least Mickey had a good cut at that one. In Cincinnati, in both games, Rose did take the bat out of his hands because he was looking at Rose and trying to punch the ball that way. I think he's in closer here at the stadium than he was in Cincinnati.
He challenged him. Drop the ball. Safe.
I tell you what, Rivers makes things happen. The ball was not a good bunt, but when Mickey's running, they get rid of it a little quicker than they normally would. Zachry got off the mound well here, Joe.
You can almost hear Rose saying, a lot of time, but when he picked it up and took a look, Perez might have been blocked out of the play. It either hit Rivers or he was blocked on it. Here it is. Off-balance throw. He forced a mistake. This is what the Yankees have been waiting for. Get Rivers on to start off an inning.
3/4 of the way down, looked like Rivers was looking back, watching the play, like he didn't want to miss it.
He does that. When he steals, he does the same thing. Well, they haven't decided whether to give him a hit or an error on that yet.
The throw went right into the runner. They're going to give him an error. Rivers, a good lead on the split screen. Roy White, the batter. There's an error on the pitcher, Zachry. Rivers is on.
9 out of 10 times, Joe, when Rivers gets on, the Yankees score.
Good guy to be batting behind him, especially left-handed. He gives him a little protection. The catcher has to throw over the top, and he's patient. He can take pitches and let Rivers get a good shot at it.
Rivers has an outstanding stolen base percentage, 43 out of 50.
They did. They did. The Reds think that by watching film, they have discovered something about Rivers. You can see him on the move. They feel that when he takes his hands off his knees, it's a sign he might be going. When his hands are on his knees and he's going back, he's not going to make a move. Look at that. Caught right between steps, Phil.
Beautiful throw there, too. Oh, they had him dead.
Boy, he was really in no-man country. He couldn't even make a U-turn there. He was definitely out, way out. Good move by Zachry.
Beautiful, this youngster. A lot of poise out there. Didn't he sound like Mickey Mantle a lot when he was talking?
Well, I'll tell you, for an excited guy, he sure kept it right in his belly, didn't he? He didn't tell his voice about it.
He had that water snuff beneath his lower lip, and he could barely talk. He usually has good control. He keeps the ball down around the knees. Has a good straight change. That's what impressed Larry Shepard, the pitching coach, and Sparky Lyle this spring.
Three balls and one strike. Roy White.
He didn't impress Sparky Lyle. He impressed Sparky Anderson.
There's a strike.
Pretty good fastball, Tony. There's the skipper.
Sparky Anderson. Billy Martin. Popped up. Johnny Bench is calling Pete Rose. And that's a smart play. Let the infielder with that glove rather than as a catcher with that big pillow handle it. Infielders coming in.
I think those catchers don't have it made, Phil. The ball goes up and they start pointing at the infielders. Typical tear shoulder trick.
Listen, a lot of times I almost caught those.
Almost, only 2 steps in front of home plate.
I know it. I forget myself and I try to get them. Here is Thurman Munson. He's got a regular ritual at home plate. Pitches the glove, the cap. A good hitter. Good fastball. Zachry, his control averages 3.7 walks, strikeout average 6.3 per 9 innings. Good hard slider. You could see that one break from up here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, no score.
Munson's tough to walk. He and Rivers got the fewest walks of the Yankees.
Bouncing ball foul. Zachry's a real active kid. They say he gets awful nervous, but I tell you, when you talk to him, you don't get that impression. He seems to be a cool customer. They asked him what he was going to do with his World Series money. He said he's going to buy his dog a couple good meals, then cash his check, put it on the bed, and spend all winter counting it. Don't sound like a nervous guy to me. Up the middle, base hit for Thurman Munson. He just stroked that ball, Phil.
I don't even think it was a strike, Tony. It looked like it was below the knees.
An amazing guy, both as we looked at Billy and Sparky Anderson. Munson and, of course, Morgan both driving in 100 runs, and neither strikes out very much.
Brings up Chris Chambliss. Chambliss is 3 for 7. He is a solid hitter. He hits a dramatic home run. You saw in our opening the reaction of the Yankee fans as they just jumped all over this field at Yankee Stadium. And the ground crew certainly deserves a tip of the hat. The field looks beautiful. Ball 1. Thurman Munson at first is like Johnny Bench as far as stealing bases. It's surprised he's 14 for 25 this year. 2 balls and no strikes.
Zachry is trying awfully hard to keep the ball away from left-handed hitters with that short porch in right field. Good spot, 353 in right center. Very attractive.
There you saw it, man. Power against power. That good fastball pitcher against the good fastball hitter. Spots like that, you just don't go to thinking, you go to throwing. Three and 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Chambliss the hitter, Zachry on the mound. Munson's at first. Dick Hauser going through the signs. And if he gives him a take sign, Chambliss would faint.
Oh, no way. Chris doesn't strike out that much.
He had 17 home runs on the year. Out of play. Full count, 3 and 2.
Now Billy's going out and arguing. And, you know, Zachary sometimes comes to a stop, Tony, at the belt, and sometimes he doesn't. I think
Martin, that's what he's arguing. And you could read the lips. He told Elson Howard, you just shut up. And what Martin is claiming, that he's not taking a full second to stop.
That's why he's tough to steal on. He's got that good move to first, but then when he comes down, he doesn't hesitate. No way he can get a jump on him. Oh, and Tony was remarkable. He's about 20 pounds underweight.
3-2. 2 outs. Munson takes off. Struck him out. High fastball may have chased the bad ball. That completes the inning. At the end of 1, Cincinnati nothing, New York nothing.
10, but a little bit farther to the left is the attractive spot. Yogi, a lot of balls in there. Roger Maris.
Ball 1. Dreesen is 2 for 8. 2 balls and no strikes. He is the designated hitter.
I understand Sparky Anderson still does not like the designated hitter rule.
Strike 1. You know what that's like? It's like giving a kid a quarter to go in the candy store, and he keeps getting a bellyache and too much candy and saying, I don't like to go there. He keeps eating the candy. 2 and 2. You believe that, Sparky?
I see what you mean.
He's got the guns to bring off the bench to take advantage of the DH. In fact, 11 hitters will be batting from the left side today, trying to take advantage of that short porch, with White and Rose batting left-handed to start the ball game.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dan Dreesen. Off the glove, Randolph will have a play. High, safe. Randolph's throw was high. I believe he would have had him.
Another example of the Reds and how they utilize their speed to put pressures on defense. Ball just tapped a little bit by Dock Ellis. Randolph may have taken a little too much time. Dreesen has excellent speed. No, he didn't. He got rid of the ball fast. He just let it go too hard. He got the pressure put on him. He'd have had Dreesen.
Look at that stride. Did you see the stride on Dreesen?
He's got sprinter speed, that guy.
He got 5-6 feet from the back, and he leaped at it. What a stride that was.
He gave him a base hit on that, Joe.
He gets nothing but infield hits, it seems like, and a lot of them. He's 14 for 15. The minute you think he gets nothing but infield hits, he'll pull a fence in for you. There he goes. They're going to have trouble getting him. Munson can't handle the ball. Take a look at the stride as we replay it. He gets near the bag. He sees base hit. And look at here, guys.
Hit him in the running broad jump.
I'll say one thing. Foster did a good job on that last pitch, the steal by Dreesen, because he kept that bat in front of Munson's face and blocked his view, and the ball popped out of his glove.
What they try to do is keep Munson back. There's the strike. Munson's an aggressive catcher, likes to move forward, and you put that bat back in his nose, and he can't move in there. Patek said the Kansas City club did that, Phil.
That's right. Thurman is so different from Johnny Bench. Johnny will get set and throw. Thurman's like a shortstop or a second baseman on a double play.
We have no score. Cincinnati threatening. Infield hit by Dreesen. There you see him, a stolen base. Foul back. We pause briefly for our station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
KGW-TV, Channel 8, Portland.
Tony, for a power hitter, he was trying to shoot the right field.
He sure was. Sparky Anderson has been playing solid, fundamental baseball. You take at least one shot there, I don't care who you are.
Right center field, way back. Gamble giving the chase. He won't get it. It bounces into the bleachers, back out. It'll be a two-base hit. It hit the back wall. Dreesen, of course, scores easily. Cincinnati leads 1-0.
So you haven't had a chance to see this ball club as much as we have this year, but now there's an example. Foster, a lot of people say will be the MVP in the National League. 2 strikes, no balls. He shot the opposite way with power.
Oh, unbelievable for a right-hand batter. It did hit the back wall and bounce back in, but that showed me something there.
1-0 Cincinnati. Here is Johnny Bench. Goes to right field. Campbell can't get it. Randolph to Ellis, not in time. Foster takes third. Nice play by Randolph.
I think Ellis was a little late covering as we look at it again.
Had 2 chances in a row to see how unselfish this ball club is and what makes them such a great team. Bench again with a man on second going the opposite way.
So it's first and third. Dock Ellis, 1 run in. Nobody out. The batter, Geronimo. The Reds have scored first in each of the previous games. They do it again tonight, here in the top of the second. 1-0, Cincinnati. Nobody out. Way outside. Foster's at third, Bench is at first. Yankee bullpen gets busy. Johnny Bench comes up with his 5th hit, 5 for 8. 2 balls, no strikes on Geronimo. There is Grant Jackson in the Yankee bullpen, which is now in left center field, right next to what they call Monument Park, as you can see with the plaques. It used to be the monuments and the plaques were all in the plain area, but now they're outside the fence.
Ellis had a rough start in the playoffs against Kansas City. Then he settled down and breezed along for quite a few innings.
3 balls and a strike.
What a pitch. 3-1 with that man being held at first base. Left-handed hitter to try and pull and take advantage of the ground ball through there.
Foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
He gave it a shot, Tony.
Johnny Bench really looking at George Sugar. He wants to know if they want him to run. Remember in Cincinnati when they had first and third attempted steal, Munson threw the third, and Nettles had to make a diving catch. Munson has just flashed a sign as to what he will do. I got to believe he'll throw through. Bench is holding. Line drive. Ooh. One hopper to Stanley to Randolph. One over to first. Not in time. Stanley was breaking towards the bag. Boston scores.
Bench either gave Stanley a very good decoy. It was a delayed steal, possibly. Caught the ball the wrong side of him. Phil made it a little bit rougher to get rid of the ball and just slowed Stanley down enough.
Say, those guys can fly if you can't get a double play and a ball hit that hard.
There's the Cincinnati bench. They lead 2-0. One man up. Concepcion is the batter. Geronimo 22 for 27 in stolen bases. Big lead. There he goes. Fouled off.
They're going to have to start throwing over there or pitching out.
Or put a stop and go line up there. They get there and it's just, they just stop for repairs. They take right off. First pitch. Nettles says something to Ellis.
I couldn't believe the size of the lead Geronimo had on that last pitch. Doc didn't even look like he was paying attention to him.
I guess when these guys start hitting and running, you get a little shell shocked out there.
These are the stolen bases during the season, running from rows right down the line. 9, 34, 60, 10, 14, 17, 13, 22, 21.
Ooh, no breathers in there.
All double figures, except for Pete Rose, who had 9. Look at the lead. Holding. Drive.
Still, you know how hard it is to play when you've got guys moving on the bases. You always seem to be a little bit out of position, moving toward the bag in case you're going to cover, and you give up that ground right or left.
Oh, that's right. They really worry.
There he goes. Foul tip. I tell you, Munson couldn't have got him with the speed top. He had some jump. He had about 5 steps. It's going to be hard to get him with the pitch out with that kind of lead.
That's tough for Doc to hold him on.
There you get a good look at the size of Geronimo's lead.
Got him. Hey! Just tagged him by the armpit. Thought he had him. He was leaning.
That left-handed first baseman so nice. Loving the right hand. He's right there. He'd make a quicker tag.
Good play by Geronimo getting back. The ball was there ahead of him. Pitch out. They should get him. Drops the ball. It's right there. Stanley dropped the ball. The throw was right on the money.
Joe, look at this. Now, we'll show Geronimo first and the good jump he got. They had him as he glanced over his shoulder, but the ball did get away from Stanley, who was there in plenty of time. But Munson, when he threw that ball, was way out in fair territory. Watch him get out.
He had a clear shot. Gives him a good ball to handle, but just doesn't catch it.
I think Munson had so much on that ball it handcuffed Stanley.
Geronimo gets a stolen base. No error. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 runs are in. Count remains the same. Well, they just stay away from the double play constantly.
Makes it tough.
Munson wants Gamble to come in right field. 2 strikes.
That'll be a base hit. Geronimo will come around. He'll score. Concepcion gone. Cincinnati leads 3-0.
Good thing Nettles was heads up there, or Concepcion would have been on second. Stanley having a rough night out at shortstop.
And that guy will probably get a bigger lead than you saw Geronimo just get. He gets the biggest lead off first base. This year he didn't steal quite as many bases as in the past, but he was hitting 8 in front of the pitcher. He was holding up a lot more, Phil.
Rose single to right his first time up. Cincinnati out in front, 3-0. We're in the top of the second. Ball one. Yankee dugout, Billy Martin, Yogi Berra, Elston Howard, Dick Hauser. Bouncy ball, Stanley backhands it to Randolph. One over first. Double play. And Concepcion may be hurt at second base. Concepcion may be hurt.
And the way he lands on Davy Concepcion's left hand, right there. The trainer, Larry Starr, came out right after this. Could be costly.
Tony, you two fellas were better base runners. How can you protect against that sort of thing?
Ooh. Oh, there's no way. He's going in hard, Phil, to break it up.
Strange he had his hands way in back of him. I never slid that way. Maybe you did.
He was protecting his face so he wouldn't get hit from the throw. And then when he hit the ground, his hands went out to break his fall. Seems to be all right.
There he is, Dave Concepcion. Carlos Maya is the batter. It's a strike. Cincinnati 3, New York nothing. Bottom of the second.
There's that good straight change. For a young kid, he's got a beauty.
He's in the minor leagues quite a long time.
6 seasons.
6 years.
He had 54 and 52 record. He was a 19th draft choice in 1970, the free agent draft. Perez will race to the bag himself and wins it. 1 out, and it brings up Greg Nettles. Nettles is 1 for 7. He's hit the ball hard, but Perez has made a believer out of Nettles. Perez has made some fine plays, taking base hits away from him. No. Billy Williams asks third base umpire Davy Phillips, who says did not go around.
Excuse me, Joe. Nettles has been kind of a strange player for the Yankees. He had that hot start one year and then cooled down. This year he finished up strongly.
Yes, what a finish he had.
Deep to right field, but it's curving foul. That's his kind of porch. 2-2 pitch. Good slider. If you wanted to know what a slider was, there it was. You could see it at the last minute, break low and inside. Greg Nettles draws the base on balls. That's the first walk given up by Zachry.
Did they some speech? I think he got a little upset throwing that change of pace on 3 and 2.
3-0 lead. Make him hit the ball is
right.
what he's saying.
Right.
14 and 7. 6 complete games for Pat Zachry. Oscar Gamble is 0 for 1 so far in the World Series. Perez plays behind Nettles at first base. Strike one.
Joe, I think that comment you just made is kind of a significant one about Perez playing behind the runner. You can't do that with anyone on the Cincinnati Ball Club. Even Bench will steal a base on you, as he's proven. By being able to do this, with a left-handed hitter up, you take away a little bit of that hole.
True.
Got a pretty good pull hitter up there, too, in Gamble.
Right. He's getting ahead of the hitters.
Gamble a good fastball hitter, but that kid got a little extra smoke.
One ball, 2 strikes. We're number one. These Yankee fans came out early, I'll tell you. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Well, that bench is setting up outside. As long as Zachry's ahead, he's not going to let the Yankee left-handed hitters pull the ball if he can help it.
This is the pitch where he wants it to happen. This is his decision pitch right here, 2-2. He's been working towards this one. Center field, Geronimo is there. 1 out. Nettles heads back to first. 2 outs. I said 1 out. May led off the inning. Perez unassisted. Then the base on balls. Now Gamble. Here's Randolph. Randolph is 1 for 6. High, ball 1. Can really get a good look at the background here. You can see that ball well in this ballpark with those dark seats out there, Phil.
Yeah, it's much better. We used to let them sit out there and throw out of those shirts.
Bench was ready as Nettles gave it a false start. 1 ball and 1 strike on Willie Randolph.
The hitters that bat off Zachry tell you that he has a very deceptive delivery. He throws to what we used to call the old crossfire. Now they say he throws across his body. He steps a little bit toward third. They say the ball sometimes seems to come out of his uniform or you don't pick it up quickly.
Left field. George Foster has plenty of room. Makes the play. So, at the end of 2, it's Cincinnati 3, New York nothing. The Empire State Building. We'll be right back.
Here's my hometown, loves the Yankees. You get National Leaguers to love the American Leaguers, you're in good shape.
Fred Stanley leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. Yankees trail 3-0. Hits this right. One ball, 1 strike. I tell you, I'm such a fan of Johnny Bench's. No pitcher ever looks wild when he's catching. He's just so smooth.
He really is.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Some guys jump around like the shoes don't fit. This guy is just well-oiled machine. That's how to play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Remember those 2 plays he made on curves in the dirt? You were saying how tough that is and how easy he made it look.
I was kidding him about it before the game. He said, nobody was on base. I was just trying it. He tries it, but he makes them. Didn't mean to swing. Zachry to Perez, and Stanley is out. Pat Zachry brings up Mickey Rivers, and in comes Pete Rose. Zachry pointing to Perez, saying, I'll get over there if it's over that way. There you see how Rose is in. That was the first, still hitless. I was going to say the first base hit, but it was an error. It was 0 for 10. Strike 1.
So far, Rivers hasn't even hit the ball hard. He hasn't hit it crispy like he did in that last playoff game, Phil.
I know it. He hit everything like a bullet.
Seems like he's trying to tap the ball by Rose. Cut down on his swing. He's more of a free swinger, isn't he?
Oh, yes. He is a free. Good high ball hitter, but Rose has got him confused. It's like hitting in Fenway Park. You can see that green monster out of the corner of your eye. And
if they played you in that tight, what would you do?
Oh, I'd bluff a butt and just push it by him. You know, just square around, make him come in another step, and then Crissetti showed me, just punch it over his head. And Rivers has the advantage being left-handed, looking right at him.
2 strikes.
But you're right, he's just slapping at that ball now, not taking that good rip.
continues to look right at Rose. He continues to say, hi. Took him out. Going to have to throw him out. He does. So Rivers is out on strikes. That's the second strikeout for Zachry. Chased a bad ball. Brings up Roy White. Nobody on. 2 men out. Cincinnati out in front. 3-0. We're in the bottom of the third. White popped to the third baseman, Pete Rose, back in the first inning. Strike one. White 2 for 8 in the series. One ball, 1 strike.
Shows it because Sparky Anderson yanks his starters so quickly. They say they don't have a good pitching staff, but Bellett Norman and this kid have showed me got a pretty good staff.
I tell you, they do. They got some pretty good throwers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bench says it's a much maligned pitching staff. When you got a guy like Eastwick in the bullpen, why wouldn't you go to him?
That's right.
Barbo, last year was McEnany, Clay Carroll. They seem to have a knack to bring the kid pitchers up and put them right in the lineup and get good pitching from them. This year was Zachry and Alcala, who were winners for the ball club in their first year. Last year, McEnany and Eastwick out of the bullpen became stars. I think Chief Bender, a guy you don't hear much of, has a lot to do with that. He scouts pitchers, and he's a real sharp man for Cincinnati.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Roy White. Cincinnati 3, New York nothing. Bottom of the third. 2 outs, nobody on. High, 3-2. White controls that strike zone pretty good.
He leads the Yankees in walks year in, year out.
Draws a base on balls. That's the second walk given up by Pat Zachry. Nettles to a base on balls in the second. Brings up Thurman Munson, who has the only Yankee hit. Zachry has called time. He wants a tongue depressor to clean his spikes. Munson, the only regular Major League catcher to hit over 300 in 1976. Bench is going out there. Zachry needs a tongue depressor. Here comes the bat boy. Well, that's about as high price a shoe shine man you can get. Bench working on you. Munson had a great year for the Yankees.
He did it all. He made a lot of bad throws, but they forget that he was hurt in spring training. And then his arm didn't get strong for the first 2 months.
White a lead. There are 2 outs. Cincinnati leading 3-0. Listen to the fans. They want action. White at first. Unfortunately, Phil, Tony, baseball's a game of negatives. You talk about the bad throws and forget the good throws. He made a lot of good.
That's true.
Chased the bad ball. Strike 2.
Oh, it really broke some.
Got a good slider. We just saw it on that pitch. He holds that fastball with the seams the way that pitchers do when they throw a good sinker ball. This fastball will sink and sometimes will bore in on the hands of right-handed hitters when it's a little bit up. And he can spot the ball on occasion.
Off the end of the bat, right at Geronimo, makes the play. Had him played perfectly. That ends the inning. So at the end of 3 complete innings, Cincinnati 3, New York nothing.
Ball 1. Seems like the Yankees are always playing from behind in this series. That is tagged. That is gone. Man, that ball jumped out of here. How easy he made that look. Dan Greason.
Can't help but comment. You saw tremendous power, and yet his last time at bat, he beat out an infield hit. It's a tough combination to beat. That youngster, and that's what he is, just hasn't had much of a chance to play, but he's got a lot of tools.
I couldn't believe that one. I thought it would go between the fielders and hit the fence, but
they're talking once again of trading Tony Perez, and this is the guy, Dan Greason, as we see that low ball swing. Look at the head down, the arm extension. He really drilled it to right center field, but they say he may be playing regularly next year for Cincinnati.
He hit 7 during the year, playing just part-time. I read where he's very unhappy, because he could play regularly for almost any other club but this red machine. George Foster, who creamed one to deep right center for a double. With Cincinnati leading 4-0 here in the top of the 4th, nobody out. Foster also scored in the 2nd inning.
Very deliberate, George Foster. He wants everything to be just right before he steps in. He irritates a lot of pitchers by doing this.
And a broken back grounded. Nice play, Randolph. And they get him on a beautiful play by Willie Randolph. He didn't get all of that ball, Tony.
He got sawed up. I believe he broke his bat. One of those tailing fastballs. You'll see it again. The ball got in on him. Doc really sunk one in on his hands. This kid really plays a great defensive second base. He made a play in the playoff, diving to his left to get a Kansas City runner. Look at the strong throw. Boy, that is a close call.
Well, you can't hold that ball with any of these Reds running. Johnny Bench, who had an infield hit. The kid's going for the souvenir. Yankees give him away here. There's no reason to jump out. Action in the bullpen, Tony.
Tidrow and Jackson. Jackson, the left-hander. Tidrow, your right of your screen.
And Bench going the opposite field. See if he tries for 2. Nope. Makes the turn and holds on. That Bench getting to be a smart hitter, Joe.
That he is. He's now 6 for 9 in this series, and it brings Billy Martin out of there. Remember in the World Series against the Red Sox when he came up in that tough spot? They kept pitching him outside. He hit the ball to right field and came in on Concepcion's base hit.
Yep.
It's a good ball club. They're well drilled. They're disciplined. Grant Jackson looks like he's going to be coming in.
He has done a job for the Yankees all year. All right, there's Grant Jackson. Won 7-1 on the year. 2.54 earned run average. And for the Yankees, he was 6-0 as he pitches to Geronimo. Ball 1. Geronimo bounced into a forced play, stole a base, and scored a run in the 2nd. The Reds leading 4-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. 1 man out. That's Bench at first. 1-1.
Well, I think here's a good example of Geronimo of what Cincinnati club has in their arsenal offensively. A 300 hitter plus number 8 spot. Then you get to the number 9 guy, Concepcion. He drove in over 70 runs.
Well, he pitches a little gray, a little early. And they got him picked off. And Chambliss throws to Stanley, who tags Bench. So a good move by Jackson. Picks off Johnny Bench. That's 1-3-6.
He gave him 2 throws. The first time he didn't give him his real good move, and then he came up with another one. They had a hit and run on. Sparky says it's a run and hit. He said, all my guys up there, I don't want to take the bats out of their hands. So when I start him, man, he's trying to steal the base all the way.
2 balls and a strike.
I love that shot. John just went through the motions. He knew he was out, so he gave that nice room service slide. Here I am.
And line to right. Gamble right there. Makes the catch. So the Reds pick up a run on the home run, and the score at the end of 3.5 innings, the Reds 4 and the Yankees first time up. The Reds lead 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Pat Zachry on the mound. Up the middle is a base hit. Just under the glove of Zachry. And you saw Geronimo throw back to first base. That's just the second hit for the Yankees. Carlos May, the batter. Carlos, who lost part of that thumb when he was in the military service, chokes way up on that bat. Ball one.
Phil, you're right. The Yankees need the long ball from somebody during this World Series to get them back in the game. But Zachry's a tough guy to hit home runs off. During the regular season, 204 innings, allowed just 8 home runs. He keeps the ball down low and sinking.
Wonder why he doesn't give up too many. Chris Chambliss red hot. He hit safely in the last 9 games of the regular season, the 5 playoff games, and now the 3 series games. Foul back, a ball and 2 strikes. That's a 17-game hitting streak. Oh, he got him on that. He pulled the string on that one.
He has a good one, doesn't he? He feels that's what made him a successful big league pitcher after spending 6 years in the minor leagues. He learned how to change speeds.
A lot of determination. Here's Nettles, who walked his first time up. 1 out. Reds in front, 4-0, bottom of the 4th. Ball one.
Once again, Perez at first base, guarding the hole, not holding Chambliss on, cutting off that little bit of an alley for a pull hitter like Nettles.
2-0.
In addition to the raw stuff that Zachry has as he faces Nettles, when he comes to his set position, he really comes in a deliberate fashion, and then when he gets ready to throw, he really speeds it up. Watch him, how deliberate he comes until he comes set. Slow, slow, speed it up.
Yep. Upstairs out of play. 2-1.
I asked Freddie Norman, who pitched the second game for Cincinnati, about his move to first, and he said he doesn't have that good a move to first, although he did pick Rivers off today, but he said he's very quick home, and Joe, you just made that point. Well, that gives that catcher, you got to know that, Joe, a little bit extra.
It's got to throw the hitter off.
It does, because he's very deliberate when he comes down and you're watching, all of a sudden, and he makes you speed up when you come up to hit.
That makes that change so much more effective. 3 balls and a strike.
Tom Brokaw's here, Chevy Chase is here, but he's got 3 days to sleep. He does Saturday night, so he doesn't have to get up early.
Ball 4, Nettles is on.
I want to see Chevy fall off the upper deck. I saw him fall in that wheelchair this weekend.
I've seen him take some great flops on TV. Oh, who's coming out?
Larry Shepard.
This is the first time the Yankees have had 2 men on base in any inning, so.
That's for a 9-inning game.
All right, Oscar Gamble, who hit most of his home runs right here at Yankee Stadium this year. Oh, just nicked the corner. That slider. 15 of his 17 home runs hit here at the stadium. Marky Anderson. Little high, 1-1.
Reaching back as we look at Billy Martin, but Zachry reaching back now for a little bit extra, trying to get the fly ball at center field. Very spacious out that way. The good pitchers who came here could always do that. In the clutch, Whitey was a great example of this.
Just missed, 2-1. They don't have anybody warming up out in the bullpen either. One out. Yanks trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Oh, man, he had his pitch. That was it. Look at Gamble. Oh, he knew it. Oh, boy.
You know, when you talk to those good hitters, they always say that every time at bat, they get at least 1 good pitch. If they hit it, the mediocre hitter fouls it off. The bad hitter takes it. He says, that was my pitch.
All right, Chambliss at second. Nettles at first with 1 out. Rocky Anderson never looks troubled. Checks there's that off-speed pitch again.
He's thrown a lot of them. I'll bet 1 out of 3 has been an off-speed pitch. Changed up to this point. Been very effective.
He's trying to battle back. They've done it all year. Let's try to rip that to left field, fouled it off. 2-2. Look in from the right field line.
Interesting, too, that they would call that many changeups to the left-handed hitters here, Phil, because it's not a pitch that many pitchers throw coming in. They haven't in the past. You've got to have a good one. You don't want them to pull that ball to the short course.
One line, that'll be a base hit to center. And Chambliss will score. The throw to the plate. Boy, that was a good one, but cut off by Perez, and it's a 4-1 ball game. Stopping at second was Nettles, and Oscar Gamble gets the Yankees on the scoreboard. And Chambliss being greeted by the Yankees.
Still nobody up for Cincinnati. Now there's some stirring. Telephone call went down. Reds bullpen is going to start getting hot. Pedro Barbone with the jacket off quickly. Will McEnany, 37. Barbone and McEnany.
All right, Yankees with runners at first and second, 1 out and a run in. As Yankee bat boy picks up some debris. Thrown out. They did this all during the playoffs and they delayed the game. Willie Randolph. Willie flied to left his first time up, and now time is called. Who is it? Elrod Hendricks coming in from the bullpen, and looks like he might bat for Fred Stanley. Low ball 1. Yankee fans haven't had much to cheer about. Pops him up. And Johnny Bench. Got room? Oh, he's got it.
Well, he did something there, Joe, that shows how good he is. He looked away twice or 3 times to see how close he was to the stands.
He did it 3 times.
Picked up the ball again. Oh.
Watch him just find the stands. There he goes once. Knows exactly where he is. As soon as the ball went up, he flipped his mask off, held it in his right hand, found the ball. As Sparky Anderson gives himself a little massage. And then, as he found the ball, Bench going towards that stands, just kept gauging himself. Just, if you want to teach a kid how to catch a foul ball, you would just take that picture right there and say, do that.
You know, we always talk about his mechanics, blocking balls and throwing the bases, picking off. And you rarely see a Cincinnati pitcher shake him off. He sat before this series with Ray Shaw and Rex Bowen, the 2 scouts. And they tell me they had to say it one time to John, how to pitch these guys and what to do, and he's got it ingrained.
Well, there's Elrod checking his lumber. Got 4 homers and 9 runs batted in for the Yankees.
Tony, I thought it was interesting when you talked to the Cincinnati Reds. Johnny Bench was the only guy that's seen Yankee Stadium before, and he did a commercial. The modern-day ball player scouted the ballpark by doing a commercial.
All right, 2 out. The Reds lead 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Ball 1. That's Nettles at second. And Gamble over at first. Elrod's a happy ball player, Tony. He loves this game. Up, high fly. Foster in left field. Makes the catch. The Yankees pick up a run, and the score at the end of 4, the Reds 4 and the Yankees 1. There is Jim Mason, the new Yankee shortstop, took over for Fred Stanley, who went out for a pinch hitter. 1 mark. And the Concepcion single to left to drive in a run, and then was stepped on by Willie Randolph at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a lot of these Reds hitters, when they come up, they make the sign of the cross. I don't think they need that either. The way they hit.
Prayers are answered.
Yeah. Foul back.
Because, you know, all your prayers are answered. Sometimes the answer is no.
Oh, he couldn't check his swing. So Jackson picks up a strikeout.
He just blew the ball by him, a tailing fastball way out of the strike zone. He may have been guessing.
Yeah, I think so. He set him up with
breaking ball.
3 breaking pitches. All right, here's Pete Rose. First time we see him batting right-handed. Singled and hit into a double play, batting left-handed. Strike one. That was Pete's first hit of the series. He's now 1 for 8. And bounces one in front of the plate, Munson. He's great on that. Easy play for Thurman. It was interesting reading what Thurman had to say about Johnny Bench. First time that I've ever heard Munson be in awe of anyone.
Well, I tell you, and I say this with great respect, he's got a lot of tools, but if he was in Carlton Fisk's body, he just doesn't look the part. Jim Hegan looked like a catcher.
Right.
I didn't look like a... Did Yogi look like a
No,
catcher?
no way.
P.G. said he didn't look like a sailor in a sailor suit.
High fly to left field. Roy White will make the catch off Ken Griffey. An easy inning for Grant Jackson. 3 up, 3 down at the end of 4 1/2. The Reds 4 and the Yankees 1. Mick has been hitless in this series. He's gone 0 for 11. Reached on an error his first time up and picked off first base and struck out his second time up. Reds lead 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. And there's Rose in at third again. Foul back strike.
One of the first good cuts he's had in this series so far.
And there's a base hit. Oh, is he? Yeah. Well, I better wait. These Reds, I didn't think he had a chance to get that close to it. Mickey just blooped one. That time he went with the pitch, didn't hit it hard.
Ball barely makes the outfield grass. Davey Concepcion, look where he's playing. He's playing almost as if he were going to make a play at home plate. Not hit well. A good changeup. A good attempt by Davey. What a fine shot by that left center field camera. Just out of his reach. But it's a start for the Yankees.
He was right there.
Oh, these nice, polite fly balls. Didn't even bend the grass.
All right, Roy White has popped to third and walked. Nobody out. Low ball 1. So Mickey Rivers gets his first hit in his 12th at-bat in the series. Nobody likes to go hitless. 2-0.
So far, Phil, when Zachry has missed the strike zone, he's missed away outside the strike. He hasn't missed down the middle. He's kept the ball away well. Bench has given him a great target out there. We'll have to get a little closer. 2-0, though, to White.
Ball 3, 3-0. And White. Joe is right. He's got a great eye for the strike zone. So Zachry looks like a letter's missing in his name, but that's the way he spells it, I understand.
That's it.
Well, Morgan comes in. we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
KGW-TV, Channel 8, Portland.
All right, 3-0 to Roy White. Nobody out. Yanks trail 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. And that's ball 4, and the second time White has walked. And the 4th walk given up. He's walked White twice and Nettles twice. And here's the man the Yankees like to see coming up, Rocky Anderson.
Shepard behind him. They have a left-hander going in the bullpen. Munson, of course, a right-handed hitter. Then come 1, 2, 3, 4 left-handed hitters in a row. He'll face Munson. If he gives them trouble, he'll probably go to McEnany. He should be loose.
All right, that's Rivers standing at second. Munson has singled and lined out to center field.
The Yankees have had the right guy up there many times in the first 3 games, but he can't seem to get a game buster.
Yes, that one big hit. And there's one line to Perez. Double play. How do you like that? Just what we're talking about. Perez playing real wide of the bag. Normally a base hit for Munson, a double play.
They keep on doing it. The defense has not gotten a whole lot of credit for winning ball games. Oh, this is the kind of play, these kind of plays they make that keep you in a ball game. Take opposition teams out of possible big innings.
And Rivers was quick out there, gets nailed. Kind of crawled back in that time. It's not a good slide.
Got to make the ball go through the infield when you're behind. You got to make sure. You can't get double off, and he did.
There's that good change. Chambliss has struck out and singled and scored the Yankee only run in the 4th inning.
A caption to that last play. When they get the ball, they know what to do with it. Perez knew exactly what to do. He didn't run the first. He threw it to Concepcion.
1-1. Well, quickly there are 2 outs. Foul back.
Gene Michaels to the right of Billy Martin. Well, these Reds break your heart in a lot of different ways. They hit a home run, they steal a base, they beat one out, they make a great defensive play.
Outside, 2-2. Let me remind you of the old Yankees, Tony. They get a break, and then they take advantage of it.
Yep.
A lot of teams get breaks, but then they can't do anything with it. Struck him out, pulling the string again. So the score at the end of 5 full innings. The Reds 4 and the Yankees 1. Low ball 1. And it's Joe Morgan who's 0 for 2. Grant Jackson. 2-0. Morgan bounced to first and bounced to second. There's a good pitch. 2-1. Two.
Here's where this guy gets tough. He struck out less than 40 times during the season. This is a guy that drove in over 100 runs and hit 27 homers.
Jackson ready to pitch, but Morgan asked for time. This got a piece of it. Nobody out, nobody on here in the 6th. Reds in front 4-1. Jackson comes set right under the chin. There is Tony Perez on deck. And I don't believe Munson can get it. It'll be on the screen.
Say, he made a super play catching that pop fly the other day. Cincinnati.
Oh, yes, off Morgan, too.
Oh, what a play he made. Play looks so easy, but I tell you, from experience, it's a tough play.
Use your formula, you break it right down, it's easy, Joe. 2-2 the count. Got him. Struck him out.
He's going to argue.
He sure is.
I don't think he swung. He might have tipped the ball. He jammed him with that pitch. Morgan's eyes are very expressive.
So were his lips. Did you call me out? Then he started mumbling.
Here it is. I don't think Billy Williams, the home plate umpire, looked for help at all.
Oh, he
yeah,
did.
Joe, you did.
Can't fool that slow motion camera. Ball one to Perez. He's popped to second and struck out. I guess that's what makes this club so tough. Perez killed the Yankees in the first 2 games. They've got Morgan and Perez out tonight, but the other guys are doing it. Now off the glove. And Jackson will get him. Throws him out.
Talk about nonchalant. Did he play that ball nonchalant?
He
like
sure
he was picking cherries.
I think it was a little bit of self-defense. That luckily he was a left-handed pitcher. He had a couple words, kiddie words for Tony. I think they played some winter baseball together.
All right, 2 out. And here's Dreesen, who's 2 for 2. An infield hit and a long home run into the bleachers.
We call this guy the Cobra. Watch the way he coils into the stands. He's not crouching quite as much as there he goes. But he can let it all out, as we saw earlier.
As we did.
That statistic was kind of revealing, wasn't it? Designated hitter Cincinnati hitting 400. New York 125.
Right 1-1.
When Dreesen was a youngster, he wasn't considered a prospect. Can you imagine Phil with his speed? He wanted to be a catcher.
No. That would have slowed him down in a hurry.
He's too smart to be a catcher. Anyway.
What is that? No. You say that like you're...
No, 3-1. Well, ever since I was a kid, all I heard was the tools of ignorance. You get behind the plate. Got to wear a mask, shin guards, chest protector.
Yeah, especially in Brooklyn. They had them custom made for you.
3-1, 2 out. Oh, Rivers misplayed that one.
Hey, should get him.
And going into second, he's safe. And Mickey Rivers did not hustle after that one in both instances.
Phil, could he have been fooled by the lights? He looked like he might have broken back again. He did that once before, then outran his mistake right there. He hesitated, didn't know what to do. The boy Dreesen just keeps on going. Now the weak throwing arm, they take advantage of it again.
Dreesen broke his bat on that ball, but he never hesitated. Look at him.
Look at his slide. You'll start standing up before he actually hits the base. A lot of times that can deceive an umpire. Not this time, though. He had it beat legitimately. Boy, Sparky said it. Before the series started, his scouting report said, take all the time you can or advantage you can of those outfield arms. And they've been doing it. They keep on going.
I think you're right, Joe. When he broke the bat, Rivers took that one step back. He thought it was going to be hit harder than it was. That'll go as a double. So he's 3 for 3, a single, a double, and a homer for Mr. Dreesen. Here's Foster, who has doubled and bounced to second.
Sparky's comment on the designated hitter was, I didn't like it before the series. Now I think it stinks. I wonder what he'll say after this.
Ball one. You know, all Dreesen has done is single, steal a base, and score a run, homer, and then double. One on one. Two balls and a strike. 2 out here in the top of the 6th. The Reds in front 4-1. And Oscar Gamble and Willie Randolph. And Gamble, whoa, man, he had to come a long ways for that one. Nothing across, and at the end of 5 1/2, it's the Cincinnati Reds 4 and the New York Yankees 1. Two excellent scoring opportunities in the 4th and 5th came away with just 1 run. Yet they're still not out of the ball game. They trail 4-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Carlos May, Greg Nettles, and Oscar Gamble. Carlos bounced to first and struck out. Pat Zachry on the mound. He's been in there all the way. Strike 1. Straight away center field, and Geronimo puts it away, 1 out.
The way he's pitching so far, looks like he's pitching this park all his life. Keeps the ball away. If they hit the ball well, big part of the ballpark.
That's right, he hasn't let anyone really pull it. All right, Nettles been a bat twice. Not officially, he's walked both times. It's going to curve foul, but he really creamed it up a deck. Pulled the string again, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
0-2.
Oh, let's see where Bench works him. He's been setting up outside.
He got him again.
Well, change-ups, weren't they? Were those 3, Joe?
Looked like he took something off a breaking ball is what it looked like from here, Tony, like he was going to waste it out of the strike zone.
He's allowed 4 hits. He's walked 4, and he struck out 4. Struck out 5, Joe. Struck out 5. You're right. Cut him.
Can't slip a thing past old Uncle Unit back there, Alan Roth.
Oscar Gamble is lined to center, single to center. He has driven in the 1 Yankee run back in the 4th. 4-1, the Reds lead. Ball 1. Didn't quite get it. Morgan back, and Griffey in, and Morgan calls. Grabs it with that little glove. Yankees are down in order, and at the end of 6, it's the Reds 4 and the Yankees 1.
Johnny Bench, who's had a red-hot series. Slow curve ball. Ball 1. Cincinnati 4. Yankees 1. We're in the top of the 7th. Game 3. 2 balls, no strikes. Bench is 2 for 2 in this game. Two balls and a strike. 6 for 9 for Johnny Bench. Two and 2 the count.
Anderson confident that Bench next year will bounce back with a super year. He came off a shoulder injury from the year before. Then he had that surgery with a lung problem. And he's had problems aside from that we all know about. But he was swinging the bat well at the end of the year. That's what's doing it, right? Remember Yogi used to hold the bat right there? That's what he's starting to do to get ready. Pointing the bat and bringing it back slowly.
Fouls it out of play.
Not getting in a frozen position, Joe, where he gets tense. There's Geronimo. It's a good shot by our cameraman, the Bench.
Yogi would always do that. He did that as a kid.
Yeah, sneak the ball by him.
He timed it.
Watch John.
Right there. Three balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 7th, 4-1, Cincinnati. Pulled out of play. Seems like all the good hitters do something. All the good athletes. Jack Nicklaus turns his head a little bit before he goes into his...
What did you do?
What are you laughing at? 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out.
You had a great World Series. What are you laughing at?
Well, I just read that in the notes here. 4 hits in 1 game.
He hits, too.
Wow! What a play!
That's a Phil Lee around. That's one of those plays that only the coach and Lewis
Oh,
can teach
boy.
you.
I don't know if miracle. Fans could see that. Look at Scherger. He's amazed it could happen also. Look at Bench. Caught it behind his back.
Grant Jackson followed through and just said, here's my glove, and there was the ball. Geronimo. One ball, no strikes on Geronimo. He scored a run in the 2nd inning. 1-1.
All right, you tell us, fans, do you believe this? Just watch it. This is an amazing play. Look at that.
Can I see that again?
You're going to work on it? It's too late for you.
That was unreal. Watch it. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Well, it wasn't that he followed through that way. He went after it.
He put his glove there. He had nothing to lose, and he had all the game, and he did. Grant Jackson. Guy to get a gold glove just for that.
Oh.
Bench was robbed of a base hit. Out of play, 2-2.
Bill Lee actually works on that play. We've seen him in Pepper games. Out in the outfield there is Concepcion.
Three and 2. Boy, it's hard to believe that he would work on that. Him out. Fastball. Geronimo is out on strikes. That's the 3rd strikeout for Grant Jackson. Brings up Dave Concepcion. Single to drive in a run in the 2nd, was out on strikes in the 5th. Cincinnati 4, Yankees 1. We're in the top of the 7th. Game number 3. Cincinnati won the first game 5-1, the second one 4-3. Ball 1. It's out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a rare shot of Chevy Chase sitting down. Usually he's falling down. Fastball misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fly ball, center field. Mickey Rivers has plenty of room. 1-2-3 for Cincinnati in the 7th. We go to the bottom half of the 7th. Cincinnati 4, New York 1.
Beautiful.
A great moment in World Series history. Now at the bottom of the 7th. Yankees trail 4-1.
Strike. Bar Rose is up on at 3rd base on Randolph. Not quite as he does on Rivers, but he's daring Willie to hit it by him.
One ball, 1 strike. There's a shot of Rose in on the grass. Jammed him.
That in self-defense almost.
Sure was. Phil, we've been impressed with the way he turns the double play and his speed. He looks like he's got a little pop in his bat, too.
Oh, yes. Early in the year before he was hurt, he really whipping that bat.
Foul into the Yankee dugout. The count remains at 1-2. You know, as you look at Zachry on the mound, Mark Fidrich of Detroit, who talks to the ball, Zachry, I believe, talks to you, just doesn't move his lips. His concentration is great. Look him out. He just, before he delivers, he looks at the ball and he's thinking what he's going to do and does it. That's his 6th strikeout.
The average is almost 7 a game during the regular year.
Big 6-footer, 6'5", 175 pounds, which gives you the idea that he's throwing downhill. Ties his shoe as Jim Mason is up there, and Concepcion comes in to talk to him. I love it when you infielders go out, nothing going on, and you just go out there and say, come on, get the ball open.
You look like you're smart when you do that.
Low, ball 1. Well hit to right field. That ball's a home run.
We've been looking for the long ball, the man you least expect, and this has got to do a lot for this kid's morale. He has been booed all year. He's had a tough year, and he really creamed that one.
Watch that Yankee bench. He woke him up. Mason came on after Stanley was pinch hit for it by Elrod Hendricks.
They haven't given up. You can see by the reaction. One of the few pitches he's thrown inside to anybody, allowing them to pull it, and I guess he didn't figure Stanley, or rather Mason, had the power to jolt the ball that way.
That'll make his year. He went through an awful lot this year, Mason.
You think he's exciting?
Oh.
When you don't hit many home runs, you don't even know how to run around after you hit a home run. He came around much too fast.
Ken Griffey knew it. Here's a shot of him out in right field. He starts after it, and that's it.
Mason had 1 home run all year. He's just made it a 4-2 ball game.
Playing Rivers right on the line.
Three balls, no strikes. What a shot. There you see Rivers and Rose.
Not only is Pete playing him in, he's playing right on the line, so if he does drop a bunt down, we'll have a better angle, Phil. Won't be going away from the first base bag. Pete's been sick. He was out here at the ballpark at 1:30 today. He's had the flu. He isn't going to get out for anything.
Oh, no.
He just hopes it doesn't spread to the rest of the club.
Bench is out talking to Zachry and just reminded him that Rivers is one of the tough men in baseball to walk. He only walked 12 times. I think he's only got 88 walks lifetime, county playground.
Will McEnany starts throwing for Cincinnati.
4-2, Cincinnati leading. Shot of Rivers and Rose. Ball forward, draws the walk.
Zachry and Betts both thought they had the pitch. Pat is disgusted. Rivers went over the plate. He might have blocked the home plate umpire's view.
It could look like he cut the plate in half.
Brings up Roy White, Sparky Anderson, and the Cincinnati bench. Billy Martin whooping it up for his club. 9 runs at the plate. 4-2 the score. Cincinnati leading. 1 man out. Right. Rivers a lead. he gets picked off this time, Phil, I want you to cover the action at first base when Martin gets out there.
No, I don't like the sight of blood.
Didn't mean to swing right to Pete Rose. 1, that's all they'll get.
Good play by Morgan. He was running hard to his right as he was playing Rivers a little bit over, or White a little bit over toward the first baseman. Had to throw behind him. It was tough.
Brings up Thurman Munson. Munson is 1 for 3.
The Reds just don't make errors or bad plays that keep a rally going for the opposition. They don't beat themselves. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Pat Zachry. Paul Richards used to always say baseball's a defensive game. 99% of the games aren't won, they're lost. In this Cincinnati club, they don't give you anything except 3 outs. Ball 2 on Thurman Munson. The RBI leaders, Lee May led it with 109. Munson was second with 105. Chambliss with 96. They want to look at the baseball now.
Lee May is babysitting the Tony Perez kids. Now they're here in New York. Where do you think his allegiances lie? With his brother Carlos playing for the Yankees? Pedro Barbone and Will McEnany. I asked Carlos that. He said, hey, there's an old saying, blood is thicker than water. Pull for me.
I bet you those kids are behaving, too. Popped up. It's in the stands. Out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. High, tight fastball. Cincinnati 4, New York 2. Bottom of the 7th inning. Thurman Munson, 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Base runner at first is Roy White. Line drive, base hit, right field. White has to stop at second.
Here comes Sparky. That may be it. McEnany should be loose. This is one of the guys they fear as much as anyone. Chris Chambliss, they saw what he did in the playoffs.
Games, which was a bit of a disappointing year for him. And once again, no National League pitcher's been able to pitch a World Series complete game since Steve Blass of the Pirates did in that final game of 1971. Pirates against the Orioles. National League teams have now gone 28 games in a row with no complete game.
Joe McEnany has been somewhat of a forgotten man this year. Last year, he and Raleigh Eastook, if there ever were gold dust twins, it was those two in short relief. This year, some people say he may have lost confidence in his fastball. He's more of a power pitcher. He's going with slow stuff right now, but he used to have that hard curveball and hard sinker. He could throw strikes. This year, he's had difficulty.
Phil, what about Chambliss? The games we've seen him doesn't look like left-handers intimidate him at all.
No way, Joe. And, well, May is up next. They don't bother he or Nettles too much, but Chambliss has done extremely well against left-hand pitching. He's tough to fool because he goes with the pitch.
And here's the situation. Morgan finishes his conversation. Chambliss is the batter. Base runners at first and second. White is at second base. Munson is at first. There are 2 outs. Cincinnati leading 4-2, bottom of the 7th. Ball 1.
Yankees once again have a guy up there they like to have in this spot with men on. Tying run at first.
Bouncing ball to Perez. Flips to McEnany, and that ends the inning. Chambliss is out, Perez to McEnany. So at the end of 7, Cincinnati 4, New York 2.
There's Pete. He looked like he got a breaking ball. Wasn't it, Joe? Did you say curveball? I guess it is. There it is. A hanger.
And Tony, it was interesting. Before the inning started, Sparky Anderson spoke to Pete Rose and then called Griffey over and spoke to him. So you almost have to believe as Rivers gets the ball back in, they might be putting a play on, which would be a hit-and-run play, if anything. Sparky doesn't like to give up outs, is the way he puts it.
Move base runners.
You're going to give up an out and move them over. It's not the good Grant Jackson move. That was the commercial, which simply said, I know you're there and I'll be back. Ball one. Cincinnati 4, New York 2 in the top of the 8th inning.
Joe Zachry.
0 for 3, excuse me.
Zachry leaving. He thinks that Pete Rose is the most valuable player in the Cincinnati club this year. He said in the press conference today, he said, I don't care who gets mad at me, but that guy makes his club go. He hustles day in, day out, every inning, never lets up.
Say, they got a lot of guys like that on that ball club. It's a well-disciplined, a well-drilled ball club. Pete, a big lead. Quick throw to first.
I thought he had him, Joe.
That was one of those plays that Munson just ad-libbed.
Watch the tag by Chambliss. Had a little bit of trouble. You look at Pete. He's caught leaning right there. Good slide by Pete away from the tag. Sneak that arm right in there.
All he gave him was the fingernails. Now, you see him leaning because he missed the bunt. Now, watch him. Base hit right field. Pete Rose is rounding second. He's going to try for third. And here's what he talks about. He steals on the outfielders, and what a head-first slide he put on. Tony, there was no way he should have gone from first to third, and he was determined they were going to throw him out. That ball was not hit that deep.
Here's what made it. Right there, he's not going back. He knows where his outfield's playing. He's not looking for a coach. He cut the base well with the inside foot. Watch the trademark, the patented head-first slide. Charlie Hustle, there's why.
It almost looks like an old film clip. He does that every year. All-Star Game, World Series.
The amazing thing to me, Joe, as hard as he has played throughout his career, he rarely misses ball games. He doesn't get hurt.
And right now it's first and third. Nobody out. Morgan, Perez, and Grease in the batters. Infield has to come in. Grant Jackson in deep trouble. It's a fair ball. Extra bases. Griffey can fly. Gamble's up. Morgan goes into second. And Griffey holds at third. It's a double. And here comes Billy Martin. 5-2. Cincinnati leading second and third. Nobody out and 1 run in.
Billy has Tidrow and Lyle throwing in his bullpen. Left-hander, number 28, Sparky Lyle, and then Dick Tidrow.
The Big Red Machine continues to mow them down. They just do everything. Whatever they have to do, they do. Pete Rose opens with a base hit. They put on the board, got 18 of them, but he got a
player.
Coach. Oh, as a player. No, as a coach and manager, I think he got 3 of them.
Yeah. The Crow must have 20, over 20.
Oh, he's
25,
got
6. Pete Sheehy got a few too. Goes back to Ruth and Garrett.
Ball 1 off Perez. The infield is in. Out of play. I guess with the banks closed, Pressetti's probably sleeping, huh? Oh, he'll give me a blast for that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Perez, infield in, nobody out. 5-2, Cincinnati leading. Top of the 8th. One ball, 2 strikes. For Tidrow, this is his first World Series game. He's 4-5 on the season, 2.63 earned run average. He was in 47 games. Griffey's at third, Morgan's at second. Bouncing ball, Mason. And they got Griffey hung up. And that's what they were talking about. Safe at third, and they still got Griffey. And you know what? They're going to end up at second and third with all of that, and they handle the ball. That's what Morgan was talking about, Tony.
Yeah, there's something.
Almost, the Yankees almost made a brilliant play as we look at it again.
Just missed the tag down at third base. That was the speed of Morgan sneaking in there. Made him handle the ball a few too many times. That's a shot right there where Munson goes all the way up the line and chases him down. You can put the tag on him, but while this is all going on, Perez, even though he doesn't have speed, right on into second base. They have an interesting theory with the man on third and nobody else. A lot of coaches will say, hold up, make sure it's through, and get a fly ball. With their speed, they take off even with nobody out from third base.
Sure, every time you handle the ball, you might throw it away.
They're going to put Dreesen on, who's 3 for 3 on tonight. Well, what they did was pick up the percentage. The ball was handled 4 times. It went 6-2, 5-2, and he ended up with base runners at second and third, just like they started, and picked up the percentage. So the bases will be loaded. 1 man out, and George Foster, the Major League RBI man, with 121, will be the batter.
That was the first man to walk, I believe, for Cincinnati in this ballgame. An intentional
You're
walk.
right, Phil, it was.
Reds led the National League in bases on balls. They're the RBI leaders. 3 of the top 6. World Series for Cincinnati.
5-2, Cincinnati. Top of the 8th. Bases loaded, 1 out. George Foster, who doubled to drive in a run in the second inning. He's 1 for 3. Ball 1. Morgan to third. Perez at second. Dreesen to first. Deep to left field, Roy White. He does not get it. Morgan scores. And Perez holds. The bases are loaded. 6-2.
Now, that is unusual. That ball really did sink, Tony. Roy White is an excellent left fielder, but this ball really dips down. He really hit it. Well, watch White, because he is one of the best left fielders in the game. Now watch it sink.
Here's another angle of Roy. Feared he was going to get it, but Phil, you said it was hit so darn hard with that overspin. The ball just sunk and dove right at the last on Roy.
And here is Johnny Bench. Bouncing ball to Nettles. He steps on third. 1 out. Long throw is in time. Double play. So that ends the inning, but the scores, we go to the bottom of the 8th. Cincinnati 6, New York, and Oscar Gamble. Beautiful shot. May is 0 for 3. He is the designated hitter. Ball 1. Foster in left field is playing way over near the line. They expect him to go to the opposite field against McEnany. There you see the shot. Look, there's the line and Foster. Ball 2. Cincinnati 6, New York 2, bottom of the 8th inning. 4:55 for Cincinnati. He does go to the opposite field, but it's a one-hopper to Concepcion. Gets him. 1 out. Brings up Greg Nettles. He walked in the second, walked in the fourth, was out on strikes in the 6th. McEnany pitched in 5 games in the 1975 World Series. Remember the famous picture as he jumped into the arms of Johnny Bench. The last out was being made. Strike 1 on Nettles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last time a rookie pitcher won a World Series game as a starter, we're talking about Zachry, was October 14th, 1969. Gary Gentry of the Mets beat the Orioles 5-0. Gentry is now selling real estate in Phoenix. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Foul tip, Nick Johnny.
See what the umpire did, don't you? Looked at the ball.
Don't worry about the catcher.
If there was an infielder, it'd be a tent out there. Intensive care.
Shows you who's more valuable, right, Phil?
Right.
Johnny's taking a little bit of time, and I don't blame you. Take all the time you want, John.
He got ball hit in the dirt and came up underneath his cup.
Oh. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. In the bottom of the 8th inning, 1 out. Cincinnati out in front. Well hit to right field, but it's drifting foul. Nettles long enough, but not straight enough. Will McEnany. Well hit. Morgan off his knee. And Nettles runs into McEnany as he heads for second. He'll stop at second. See how they roll it.
Here's Morgan. The ball not hopping as truly on this stuff as it does an artificial surface. He's usually very steady. Takes a lot of pride in the way he's worked on his defense. When he was at Houston, a lot of people said he wasn't a good defensive second baseman. He worked very hard at it.
It's an error on Joe Morgan and brings up Lou Piniella as a pinch hitter.
Reds led the National League in fielding.
Well, he's got to be a good fielder with as small a glove as he uses, Tony, to be catch all those balls.
Piniella pinch hitting for Oscar Gamble. Pitch hitter's at 297, as you can see. Bouncing ball to Concepcion. Piniella is out. Nettles moves to third. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th, Cincinnati leading 6-2. Willie Randolph, who flied to left in the second, fouled out to the catcher and was out on strikes in the 7th inning. 0 for 3. Strike 1.
Very important part as we look at the runner down at third base, Nettles. Any team coming into Yankee Stadium, a left-handed short relief man. Phil, you remember days of Joe Page and the Louis Arroyo. Marshall Bridges came along. Sparky Lyle.
Foul ball. Dick Hauser, the Yankee coach, comes up with it. And as is the custom here at Yankee Stadium, as per instructions from George Steinbrenner, they throw the foul balls to the spectators, the paying fans. They get souvenirs. Elston Howard coaching at first. Fly ball left field. Foster going back. Got a good jump on it and makes the play. Nice running catch by George Foster. Ball was well hit. But there it is in left center field. And there's a familiar scene. 42nd and Broadway, New York City. It's 6-2 Cincinnati.
The speed on the base pass of Cincinnati, but here's where they cut off a lot of base hits, and he just looked after that ball and got all the way and ducked down.
No, he was very shallow and went a long ways and made it look easy.
Top of the 9th, Cesar Geronimo, Concepcion, and Pete Rose. Cincinnati out in front by 4. 6-2 is the score. 0-1. Geronimo hit into a force play in the second inning, stole a base and scored on a base hit by Concepcion. Randolph playing deep. New right fielder is Lou Piniella. He came on the pinch hit for Gamble and stays in the game. That'll be out of play. Dock Ellis started. Grant Jackson came on. Now Tidrow. Zachry replaced by McEnany. Base hit left field. Geronimo singles to left as Roy White gets the ball back in. 13 base hits for the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds on the year, a super road club. They won 53, lost 28. Not too shabby at home. They were 49 and 32. Here's Concepcion. He's 1 for 3. Geronimo a good lead. You can't take anything for granted. Right at Nettles. 1 out. Double play. They turned it over around the horn. 5-4-3. So they're 2 away. It brings up Pete Rose. Looking ahead, the bottom of the 9th inning, it'll be Mason, Rivers, and White for the Yankees. Pete Rose, who was hitless before the game tonight, has 2 base hits. Strike 1. Overhead view of Yankee Stadium. Most of you fellas played in it, but you never saw it like that. Down the left field line, out of play. Strike 2.
Stadium today is, and you said it before, Phil, Joe, seeing a team reminiscent of the old Yankee powerhouses. You're absolutely right, Joe. 61 Yankees may have been the last really great team the Yankees had. You were on a bunch of them. But this Reds team is truly a machine. They are something. They're just grinding the Yankees up. Never miss an opportunity. The Yankees have had chances. They've missed opportunities, but you got to give the pitchers credit for that. And a great defense of the Reds ball club. Look out.
Count remains at strike 2.
You know, Joe, it seems like every hitter, if he's left-handed, can go to left field and also hit with power to right. If they're right-handed, they can go to right field and hit with power to left.
You know, we keep talking about the Yankee greats, but I can't help but think of some of the great Cincinnati greats. I think of Bucky Wallers and Vandermeer and McCormick, who works for the Yankees now, and Big Ernie Lombardi. I hope Big Ernie is out there in post watching it. Paul Derringer. Rose is out on strikes. That ends the 9th inning. 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Cincinnati 6, New York 2. From Palm Springs, 4 o'clock Eastern time. And on Sunday, if we have baseball, it'll be the big game, of course, the World Series number 7. And it'll be football. If no baseball, it'll be a football doubleheader. All begins with grandstands. So check your local listings, but at any rate, big sports weekend as we look at Otto Velez. Pinch hitting for Jim Mason. Yankees trail by 4. Strike 2. Took something off the pitch. A change of pace. Will McEnany. Velez is 0 for 1 in the series. He struck out in the first game as a pinch hitter. One ball, 2 strikes.
Through it all, the bullpen keeps going. For the Cincinnati Reds, a right-hander, Eastwick, is the guy thrown out there in case McEnany gets in trouble.
2-2 outside. He'll want to make it happen on this pitch. He doesn't want to go to 3-2. Foul out of play. Billy Martin, a dejected Billy Martin. His club is trailing by 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Game number 3. 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Otto Velez pinch hitting for Jim Mason, who hit a home run in the 7th inning. Struck him out. Velez is out on strikes. Yankee batters have gone down on strikes 7 times tonight. Here is Mickey Rivers. Rivers had his first base hit of the series in the 5th inning. He walked in the 7th. He is 1 for 3. Strike one.
1 for 13 in the World Series. The Reds knew they had to keep him off base. They've done so. The Yankees haven't had a chance to get anything going.
There's a base hit. Rivers gets his 2nd base hit of the night. He's on at first, and it brings up Roy White. White has walked twice. He popped to the 3rd baseman in the 1st, hit into a force play in the 7th. He is 0 for 2. Outside, ball 1. Mickey Rivers at first. And with the 4-run lead, Tony Perez playing behind him. Rivers has no place to go. They have to play station to station baseball. Popped up, maybe playable. Perez near the dugout. He's going to have a play. Makes it.
Look at that. Even with that kind of lead, look where Johnny Bench was. Way down in front of the dugout in case something happened to Perez. He was there to help out. You've got to have a lot of pride in your job to do something like that when you've got a 4-run lead.
Yes, it all comes automatic, Tony, when you're doing everything right.
Well, I don't have to tell you fellas, when you get near the dugout, you're looking for a lot of help, and that's what Bench was hollering. A lot of room, a lot of room. Here is Munson, who singled to center field in the 1st inning, flied to center, right in the 7th. Bottom of the 9th inning. 2 men out. Mickey Rivers at first. 6-2 Cincinnati. That's the situation. Base hit right field. Munson keeps it alive for the Yankees. Rivers stops at 2nd. The 3rd base hit for Thurman Munson. And that brings up Chris Chambliss. Struck out in the 1st, singled and scored in the 4th, struck out in the 5th, bounced out in the 7th. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Ball 1. Will McEnany. Something out in the outfield. Griffey is walking over towards center field.
Not sure, Joe, but I think someone has been throwing something maybe out of the upper deck. Sparky Anderson said, if it happens and one of my players gets hit, Griffey might have, so I'll jerk my team off the field. So I'll do one thing above all else, and that is protect my players. And then we read in the paper, Phil, Dock Ellis, the Yankees player rep, said, and we'll back them.
That's right.
We'll back them. We'll take our club off the field.
It was kind of an ugly scene here for a little while with the bottles being thrown out.
Griffey had indicated something whizzed by his ear. Bruce Fremy, the umpire.
Sparky's talking to Rose. Just hold on, Pete. Rose went through that experience at Shea Stadium, New York, which you mentioned earlier, Joe.
There he is. Cincinnati leading 6-2. Bottom of the 9th. Ball 2. Rivers is at second. Munson is at first. 2 balls in the stretch. Fly ball left field. This should do it. Foster's waiting. Makes the catch. That's it. Cincinnati wins game number 3. The final score, 6-2. 6-13-2 for Cincinnati. 2-8-0 for the New York Yankees. For the Cincinnati Reds, it was their 6th postseason win in a row this year. The winner is Zachry, the first rookie starter to win a game since Gary Gentry of the Mets did it. And the loser is Dock Ellis. Amazing enough, the Cincinnati Reds have held the New York Yankees to a total of 6 runs. The Reds have scored 15. Not much more you can add, guys. When you look at that box score, that pretty much says it all.
No. I tell you, the Reds did everything right again tonight. And the Yankees, who needed just 1 hit here and there, just couldn't pick it up.
Tony?
Very simply, Joe, the Yankees just have never faced a team like this in the American League. This is the best team in baseball. The Yankees might still come back. It's so improbable with a great team the Cincinnati Reds have. But they're the best in baseball, and everybody knows it. It'd be a big upset if the Yankees could have won this thing, or now even worse if they can come back. It's going to be a real problem for them.
Do you see any chink in the armor at all, Phil? Because you always
In
find
Cincinnati,
a silver lining.
No. I thought the pitching was suspect, but the 3 pitches I've seen so far have showed me quite a bit.
The only thing you wondered about is why they keep talking about their bad pitching, huh?
That's right.
I think it's interesting. Pat Zachry, the winning pitcher, he was asked at the press conference today, does it mean anything special to you pitching in Yankee Stadium? Did you, as a child on my team, went in the yard and played? I pretended I was a Yankee. My dream, and what has he got to win in Yankee Stadium?
He's got the dream. There it is. The final score, Cincinnati 6, New York 2. And this is Joe Garagiola saying goodbye for Phil Rizzuto and Tony Kubek from the new Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York.